Hi everybody, this is Ellie. Thanks so much for joining me today for the flip through of the month of July in my A5 size bullet journal. Still in love with my Sojourner Gedi cover, and I'm still having a lot of fun in this A5 size Leuchtturm. In July, I only added one spread to my index, and that is my 2022 Planner Thoughts spread. The first of many, I assume. So as I keep making spreads that fall into this category, I will just add them on this line here. My future log, I had one task to remember that I had put in here for July. I had to take down a discount code, and I did that. My movement and meditation trackers, I am still tracking, although as I will talk about in a minute, July was not a great month for me in terms of keeping up with my habits. I added to my moments spread a couple of items on my intentional wish list. And I've also been keeping up with my Blue Jays baseball tracker, which is a lot of fun. The first time I made one of these trackers was a few years ago in a Hobonichi Weeks, and I kind of petered off after the first month or so maybe. But I've been watching a lot of baseball this year. It's been exciting. The Jays have a fun young team, so it's been great keeping track. And that brings us to July. I will go ahead and link my July setup if you're interested in any of the specifics, but I love having a piece of vellum to go with my title page. I just love that extra piece to flip. Gives me a little bit of a scrapbooky vibe, but still keeps it minimal enough to feel like me. And here we have my monthly calendar. My Tombow for this month was the 062, and at first I wasn't sure. The yellow was a little brighter than I'm used to, but flipping through it, I do really enjoy it, especially in the summer. It's just so bright and happy. This overview for me, always wonderful. I did some planning with my Instagram posts. I had to reschedule an appointment, so you can see I just crossed that off. And you can also see this is where the tracking totally fell off. This block of days here, I just didn't track. I don't know whether or not I did these. I mean, I'm sure I did some of them, not all of them. Picked it up again and then just ended up letting it go. Same with these 3 weeks here, and I don't even know what happened with the monthly tasks. July was just a more difficult month. I wasn't very motivated or disciplined, and I had kind of a lot of little goals for myself, but there's still goals and habits that require effort or emotional energy, and I guess that was something that I was low on in July. And that happens. We go through cycles, things ebb and flow, and I mentioned that I went much simpler in my August setup. I actually hadn't done my power sheets when I filmed my August setup, but I can just show you quickly now. I went right back to basics, just 3 habits, and 3 that are really important to me. So up with my alarm, my water intake, and half an hour screenless. For my weekly habits, I'm just tracking 2 things right now. Meditation and a cooking date with Paul. And I just put 2 big monthly tasks for me, which is to continue reading Burnout. Here I put finish reading it. While I would love to finish it this month, I am not giving myself that pressure, and some applications that I want and need to look into in August. So I really scaled back. I focused on what I wanted to prioritize right now, and I feel good about that. This doesn't make me feel bad. It just makes me shrug and say, well, that was July. Let's try something different for August. This worked really well, so I keep track of some Instagram ideas if they come up, and I also went ahead and planned which YouTube videos I wanted to film. I think this month had the most videos I've ever put out, so that was fun, and it just kind of worked with the content. I don't force videos if I don't have an idea or anything to film for you guys. I'm pretty consistent. You'll see my usual flip throughs and setups, but I had a couple of other things I wanted to do in July, and I thought that worked out well. And my Calendex is always a really fun spread for me, so I love that overview. Still went ahead and crossed off the days. I just love to see visually where we are in the month. And then we headed into the lettering and doodle challenges from Cindy Guentert-Baldo at Llama Letters. This was a lot of fun. It lets me practice my hand lettering and my sketching. It also reminds me what I like to use for both of those things. So my ideal combination is a fine liner and a ballpoint pen. I use the Jetstream 0.7 for these ones, and I like how they looked, but it was so blobby. Here I did the sketches with the fine liner, which I do like, but it's a little bit darker and more graphic, I think, than I would prefer. I like it having a softer and sketchier feel. This was probably my favorite combination. This was a Tombow mono drawing pen in a 0.1, and this was a Ballograf, I'm not sure how to say that, pen in the medium nib, I'm not sure. It's something I saw Brie at Documented Journey using a couple of years ago, and I will link that below. But this was fun. This prompt was planner, so I did go ahead and try to sketch out this guy right here, which I thought turned out super cute. And I like to sketch what I have when possible. And of course, with a stationery themed prompt list, I do have most of the things on the list. This is a really fun spread. Cindy also has a couple of books out. I have her cute hand lettering book, and this is one of her fonts, and I always love when she does that. So I did go ahead and try to practice that one here. This might be my favorite sketch, the Yamabudo ink from Pilot Iroshizuku. And then we come to the end. So that was fun. I did go ahead and set that up for August as well. I'll just give you guys a glimpse of that too, because I wasn't sure how I wanted that to look. So instead of doing this exact same layout, I played around a little bit and ended up with this one. So I just wanted to separate and have the lettering up here and the doodling down here. And I think for me it feels a little more balanced than this one does, although I'll wait and see how I feel once the doodles are actually filled in. And then we head into my dailies. Nothing new here. I've gone ahead, highlighted the day, drawn my line separating my signifier from my tasks or notes. Still using the video notes. The TheCoffeeMonsterzCo buttons are great. I love the size in this notebook. I watched Luca on Disney Plus. I built a shelf. I love these little tools or wrenches from PlannerMonkeyCo. You'll see a lot more video notes, I guess, because I did more videos. I am trying to use some more stickers. If you saw my sticker storage collection video, you'll know that I have a lot. And it was really fun to go through them all because now I know exactly what I have and where it is. So I'm pulling from them a lot more often. My brother had his first baseball games this summer. The season was delayed because of the pandemic, but it's been really nice to get outside and watch him play. Used a couple of washies down here in an empty spot. Did some organizing. A lot of these PlannerMonkeyCo. I've been using her mini stickers here for my Instagram posts, and they're super cute. Pumpkin Paper Co. I love that girl. Note and Wish washi. My brother's girlfriend and I had a girls' day. We will try and have these days a couple times a year, and it's always lovely. We watch cheesy movies, we eat some delicious food, and we just spend time together. This was the perfect sticker from the Shine Sticker Studio Stay Home Michael's book. So I loved that, put the movies we watched. I rewatched Iron Man the other day, and my grandma actually sat down and joined me, and I think she really enjoyed it. A little more space here for washi. This is some beautiful Simply Gilded washi that Robin at Talks from the Heart had sent me. Really nice to use that here, and I thought it went really well with the browns. All the mini doodles are PlannerMonkeyCo except for the TheCoffeeMonsterzCo, and I'm still keeping those in the back here. It's super handy. I will probably end up seeing if I can double up on some of these stickers just to see if it makes it too thick or not, but otherwise I'm really happy with the ones I have in here. Phone chats, working on my planners a lot more. And here is my 2022 planner thoughts spread number 1. I just tried to do a little bit of mind mapping, so I wanted to think about what I might want to use for my planner, what I might want to use for my journal, and kind of the ongoing systems that I'll be carrying forward. I think I talked about this in my last Stationery Stockpile Challenge video, but right now I know I still want to use some form of the bullet journal system, and I think I've narrowed it down to staying in the A5, giving the weeks a try, or moving to standard. At the moment, I am leaning towards standard, but there is still a lot of time between now and January, so don't hold me to that. For the journal, I think I will use the Hobonichi Cousin, most likely, maybe the Hobonichi A6, but I'm not sure. I also had a very brief thought about trying to journal and memory keep in the weeks, but I just had that thought last night when I was trying to sleep, so still to be explored. I will actually add that here at some point so I don't forget. And that brings us to the end of the month. So sometimes, like I said, I'll write doctor's notes in here. I only really do that if they've said something that I find particularly helpful and that I want to remember, or at least see as I glance through. That's why I keep it in red to go with the appointment signifier. This one, the doctor told me to not follow the what ifs because they are literally endless. So very helpful for someone who experiences high anxiety, and I like having that in here. This was fun to put in. This is a box from Avalon and 9th, and our home team, the Toronto Blue Jays, haven't been in Toronto since 2019 when their season ended because of the pandemic and the border closures. So they finally came home at the end of July, and it's just really, really nice to see them playing at the Sky Dome or the Rogers Center in front of a home crowd. And I'm not sure if I'll actually make it out to any games this summer, but still just really, really happy to watch them there. And that takes us right into August. I like seeing how July came together in my bullet journal. I don't see the lack of consistency with tracking as a failure. I see it as a reflection of where I was, and I'm just continuing forward from there. It's a lot of fun to see the doodles and hand lettering. I do usually do it in batches. I don't do it every day. I will often sit at the end of the week, watch the Blue Jays game, and pull out my marker and my ballpoint pen. And I got in here every day. Again, you can see some days take up a whole column, some days take up 5 lines. Just depends on what that day is and what my mood is. I hope that you're all doing well and enjoying the start to August. If you like this video, please feel free to like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.